마운틴 듀 GSL 시즌1 리제너레이션.
Welcome back to the GSL. We just wrapped up Sue versus Creator, a back and forth and very bumpy best of 3. Now we will go to Hurricane versus INnoVation.
Yeah, and I'm kind of wondering how this one will go. I think a lot of people would say that INnoVation should be favored here, and I think that that's probably true, but Hurricane's one of those strong practice players that everyone respects a lot, but hasn't been able to really show it on the biggest stage yet.
Hurricane seemed to be in good spirits when he came to the studio here today.
Yeah.
But INnoVation has been among the most consistent Terran players of all time. I mean, he's just always been dominant. He's always been strong. And I think this is going to be tough. I mean, I think Hurricane could pull off a win, but INnoVation is one of those players who's supposed to be able to beat anybody at pretty much any given time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he's still absolutely one of the very best players on Earth. You know, Maru outshone him really strongly last year, as he did everybody except for maybe stats, maybe even over him. But yeah, INnoVation still got it. It's not like this guy's in a slump, you know?
Yeah. I mean, he's got 3 first places here in GSL. That's so crazy.
And a second place.
And 1 second place.
That puts him over Maru.
I actually forgot about the second place, yeah.
So that was against Sulky.
Still more decorated than Maru, you're right.
Yeah. That was a
it can be
reverse
easy to
kill.
forget because, you know, Maru was so dominant. But yeah, I mean, if we're keeping tabs, if we're keeping score here, technically INnoVation's still ahead.
Yeah, MVP as well. And I guess ST's tied with him, right? 3 GSL victories?
Yes.
Yeah. And those are...
But that is truly a different era, though.
Yes, certainly.
I mean, Wings of Liberty domination is not...
The game was harder than. It was better than when they had that Archon toilet.
No.
Kick you into the well like the guy from
That's right.
300.
Shoot you into the sun. All right. Game 1's ready. Hurricane versus INnoVation.
시즌1 리제너레이션. 게임이 시작됩니다. 킹스 컵. 게임 준비 완료. 허리케인. 레시프로시티. INnoVation.
Reciprocity. Six City.
Six City.
All right. So, INnoVation not doing a proxy. Too manly. Gonna make his barracks at home where it belongs.
All right, some INnoVation support here.
I like it. It's kind of like One Punch Man or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you seen that anime?
I have not. I've actually been meaning to watch it though.
It's pretty cool.
We've just been in the
one.
studio every day lately. Like this is kind of crazy.
That is
Our
true.
Toasts and me are seeing each other more often than we have ever seen each other if we're not overseas.
Yeah, it's like the early days of GSL again, where we're just working like 6 days a week.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. I enjoy it.
I've been having a lot of fun.
I'll get sick of you eventually, but not yet.
Yeah, no, so far I'm still good. We're not annoyed with each other yet. But this has been a lot of fun to kind of just deep dive into a lot of StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 casts. By the way, guys, for those of you that just watched GSL, we also have another tournament we're doing out here called ASL, and that's with StarCraft 1. So if you're enjoying this, when StarCraft 2 is not on, we're probably casting that.
Yeah.
We're basically having like 1 day off a week.
True.
So, yeah, I mean, feel free to join us basically every night, morning, afternoon, wherever it is. We'll be around.
Yeah. So let's take a look at what's happening here. Everything completely standard thus far. Warp Gate started, so probably not a Stargate build. See if he just goes into the Twilight. That's very popular. Yeah, there it is. All right, saves all his probes, so good enough.
Yeah, that's about the most you can really ask for in a situation like that.
Yeah, you're not going to kill the Reaper unless they really mess up with it.
INnoVation's still bouncing around with this Reaper. See if there's anywhere he can go to get in. Whoop!
Heartbreak.
Okay, this is actually a little bit alarming because this Reaper's going to be able to heal up. Oh,
That would have been funny.
That would have been cool, yeah, that he actually caught him.
Yeah, a Reaper going to get away completely.
Screw your shade. I can jump over stuff.
So, Blink on the way.
This is interesting. A very quick Blink build. This little dogfight with the Reaper and the Adept has become very interesting, Artosis.
Yeah. He definitely INnoVation's outdoing him as far as this tiny battle that doesn't have too much meaning. It is. He did already see that the Twilight was on the way. I'm sure that he is assuming that it's Blink. Because that really is the big play right now we're seeing most Protoss do. Though I stand by it. I like the way that Deer was playing quite a bit. Where he's just like, no, I make the Robo and I make a lot of units, and when they do that stupid tank attack, I kill them.
Yeah. Oh, looks like he's going to end up losing this Adept here.
Yeah, that was not worth.
You got to be careful when you're going for Blink. I mean, even though Blink is a strong ability and you can get a lot of good snipes off, Stalkers are actually not particularly strong units. I mean, they don't attack that fast. They don't have a lot of HP, so you got to be careful. Make sure every other unit you have is going to stay alive for as long as possible.
By the way, I want to point out that so far INnoVation has made 0 siege tanks and 0 cyclones. Right now it's very, very regular to get a cyclone and then to make siege tanks pretty regularly and hit a little bit of a timing attack.
Yeah, he seems to just want to lean back and go into a macro game and just power up.
Yeah, and I actually really respect that and like that because I think that these timing attacks are getting Terrans into more trouble than they're worth. They're definitely winning some games with them, but I think that is not going to be long-lived. And I think it's already being kind of countered pretty well overall. But when everyone's opening Blink this quickly and then trying to tech up quickly while taking a third after that, sometimes those tank attacks are fantastic against that, you know?
Okay. This is not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Frankly, I mean, it's
kills like.
I'm not even sure that was even worth it to do. It's like you're damaging the bunker. I'll take it.
Got a Marine or two, took some hull damage. It's a wash.
So with this number of Stalkers, obviously you can't really get in and do too much damage. I don't even know why he's doing this, man. What is it?
I think he's just trying to be active. I'm like, if he does not lose Stalkers, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. So basically, guys, this number of Stalkers, you can use this to pin the Terran in his base. If Terran were to try to push out, these Stalkers would immediately blink inside the main and start killing SCVs.
He's actually got some nice vision there, seeing what's up. And go up and see, picks off an SCV. He's got just, he's made 4 of his Stalkers yellow, but he's killed like 3-4 Marines. He's killed a couple SCVs maybe.
Ooh, 1 kill over there.
I think it's all right.
Combat Shield is almost done. And because he's pursuing this, unless the Hurricane loops around, basically there's not going to be any more of a pin here. Yeah. He's just driving this back.
But he slows it down a little bit. He's going Colossus behind this, getting charged.
Yeah, the more Colossi he gets, the stronger he'll be against an infantry army that naturally clumps together and therefore ends up eating a lot of that splash damage.
But there is going to be +1 on these bio units very shortly here. So +1 stim, medevacs, a good amount of Marauders. 1 Colossus, I mean, I think that INnoVation can still make something happen with this army.
Okay, concussive shells is almost done. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Oh.
Go. Okay, Stalker's coming here to try to cover that observer. I don't think he can push up on this high ground. And he's going to do exactly that. Okay, that's why he's going to do it, because he can disable that 1 Colossus.
Yeah.
I don't know why I hadn't factored that in, of course. Yeah. Now he's targeting down this Immortal. It goes down. Finally, the Colossus has been saved. A good pickup, and INnoVation escapes.
Yeah, the anti-armor missile did a lot there as well, so some very good moves. Looks like this Raven should be chased down. Or maybe not.
Just gonna get away.
Oh.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Don't worry, the Colossus are here.
There's gonna be another drop over here. Now we see that it looks like the third is defended, but the natural base is not. And here comes that drop right now. Is he gonna even try to unload that? Oh, he's going to go for the Nexus, possibly.
I think he'll stop both drops, but
yeah,
a little bit of damage done, I guess. Keeping the pressure on.
Yeah, actually, this is a lot of damage here when you consider, and he can pick up and leave. And I mean, if you're not losing the medevacs and a lot of the units that are still in there are staying alive, I mean, that's great. That's all you need to do. And in fact, even these 2 medevacs get out because Hurricane didn't send those Stalkers back.
Yeah.
He actually would have been guaranteed to have killed those.
Yeah, that
but
could
a
have made
little
it
bit of
very
misplay.
tough. Very tough for INnoVation if you kind of try to keep those medevacs pinned inside your main base.
Yeah.
But, I mean, so far, so good, I guess, right? Like, INnoVation made some good moves, but overall, Hurricane's defense has been strong. He's held on. He hasn't taken that much damage anywhere. Neither has INnoVation.
Okay. All Hurricane needs to do now is stay back, keep massing up more Colossi. The Warp Prism's going to be out, so there will be the option to attack. But positionally right now, INnoVation has the luxury of being able to dive in if Hurricane tries to leave. It also seems like INnoVation is basically ramping up and outgrowing Hurricane. That doesn't mean that Hurricane will necessarily lose, but Hurricane needs to have a really good fight where that Colossi damage is optimized.
Oh, this drop. That doesn't look like there's really anything here. Both his forges are here. This could be brutal.
Getting rid of the forges is one really easy way to just guarantee yourself to be in a better spot later on, and that's going to be the weapons attack that does go down. He should be able to pick up and actually hide here in this upper left corner. Oh, whoa! Meanwhile, an attack over here at the natural.
Very good engagement here by Hurricane. Excellent force fields overall.
Oh my God, he's so good.
Awesome disables. And
why did you make these units? Okay, he actually gets both, and all 4 medevacs get out. That is so sick.
Can we talk about how he should have caught the Raven on the way home, but just barely didn't? And now the Raven just enforced 2 Colossus kills. 2.
Yep.
That's crazy.
+1 attack is not, or I think it was +2. Anyways, the one the Forger was making the attack upgrade was taken out. INnoVation should have a very straightforward closer here.
Man, that was strong. Yeah, knocking out that attack, the upgrade, of course, is just amazing. A couple things really going wrong for Hurricane, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And again, I think he's played very well. Like, he's played very well defensively. His chase of the Raven, I do think if he resumed from replay, he would catch that on the way home, and then he doesn't lose 2 Colossus, and this looks like a very different game. He's making a Disruptor, though. He's getting Psystorm, so he's adding in those extra splash damages.
Okay, he's going to come up again. Having that hard reset on the Colossus count has got to be just hellish here for Hurricane.
Yeah, especially with this many Liberators.
You know, we're at the point in time where the Terran Army is sophisticated enough. Blink is not something that can actually very easily be utilized. You know? Like, anytime the Stalkers are even close, they're going to take so much damage. This would be nice, though. He gets the Raven.
Yeah, finally does pick that off.
But has the damage already been done where the Raven is not even as important? Look at all these Stalkers coming underneath these Liberators. This is so much damage.
That is a ton of Liberators.
And he can actually now dive in here into the main.
Oh, man. What a weird situation. He actually stops everything, but the recall comes up. The Liberator's coming over right now.
Yeah, they're going to set up over here. And he can actually tear through here and maybe even pick up and go into the third base.
You know what? Enough damage was done to the Liberators. He can clear this pretty easily with his army.
Okay, he drops over here, though.
Yeah, they flew over the Stalkers that were in the main base. Only one Stalker was firing for a bit, so did more damage than it needed to, but pushes him out.
Supplies is 102 to 151. It's nice that Hurricane held that off, but I do just see INnoVation getting bigger and stronger as time passes.
Yeah, you're certainly right about that, but Hurricane's going to be up 1 upgrade. He does have his upgrades spinning once again, and he has multiple sources of splash damage. So even though INnoVation is absolutely ahead and favored in this position, a 4-base Protoss, you can kind of make some magic happen here. A couple good Psystorms, a good Disruptor hit, you keep your Colossus alive for a little bit, and yeah, you can get your army back together.
Okay. Right now, INnoVation's masked up quite a bit. And at this point, Terran, you know, TVP is a matchup where a lot of times they're both kind of on even bases. It's not like when you're playing against a Zerg where it's like clearly one player is supposed to be ahead of the other. Even in StarCraft 1 TVP, the Protoss is supposed to have more bases than the Terran. In almost any circumstance. In this matchup, you're kind of even.
Yeah, you can be even base in this,
yeah,
I would say.
It's fine. So the fact that INnoVation is now way bigger and way more present on the map is just another indicator of how well this is going for him.
So, Liberator coming over and getting into a very nice spot. Some good harassment right there. Oh, man, there is a really nice chunk of Liberators here. Good Psystorms going down, though.
Yeah, that's something.
Yeah,
the problem is I think this is just so much infantry. He needed to have several perfect storms and perfect disruptor shots. In fact, this disruptor has not fired yet.
Actually, he did
Oh,
fire
did
the
he?
disruptor. It should be recharged in
Okay.
a couple seconds here.
All right, good correction there. So the disruptor has been used, but still, it's not done enough damage here. Now the Colossi goes down. Stalkers blink up. Good storms there on the army.
Yeah, quite fantastic. But does he actually have enough anti-air right now? I think that's a big problem because there's no way to deal with the Liberators.
Yeah, the Liberators are actually leapfrogging forward. So at this point in time, it's not easy to access the 4th base and the 3rd base here. We have this little drop that came in, but this doesn't seem to be doing that much.
Okay, he's actually fighting against these Liberators finally. More and more coming up, and that was a nice move by INnoVation, ferrying his Marauders over to fight against them.
Seems like Hurricane is so taxed trying to defend this, he's not getting that warp in there that might allow him to try to balance things out. Oh!
Wow. Well, I gotta say, INnoVation definitely played very well. And I think actually Hurricane played well overall. It just, that one Raven that he didn't quite chase down,
Yeah.
really got this game to snowball out of control for him. If he had 2 more Colossus during the 3rd attack of INnoVation, I think that 3rd attack, it doesn't do anywhere near as much.
Nicely done here by INnoVation. We're going to go to game 2. Hopefully Hurricane can bring something a little bit stronger. I mean, that was it's kind of like StarCraft 101. Look, this is how you want to play, and just stay ahead, keep your advantage. Press when you know that they're weak, when you have opportunities to exploit what they have, especially we saw when he disabled the Colossi and then went in there for the Assassinate. I mean, that was the only thing Hurricane had going for him. It was that and Blink Stalkers. Blink Stalkers alone are terrible when the game goes on for long enough.
Yeah.
We're going to go to Cyber Forest now for game number 2. Sue is waiting in the winner's match, our 3rd best of 3. So we very well could have an INnoVation Sue match, which I would love to see. But first, INnoVation has to finish off Hurricane. I don't think Hurricane did any one major thing wrong. It seemed like INnoVation was just 10, 20% more efficient, more ahead in every way.
INnoVation played a great game.
Yeah, he just looked like a very solid player. Yeah. So let's see what happens. Game 2's ready. Let's go.
마틴듀 GSL 시즌 1 리제너레이션 게임이 시작됩니다. 사이버 포레스트 게임 준비 완료. 허리케인 레시프로시티 INnoVation.
Now, I want to see if Hurricane tries another game like that, because that was a very macro-oriented game from him, and I was quite impressed with how well he played it. He was not that far off from being even to ahead of INnoVation throughout. Really, he was defending very, very well. There's just a couple small things went wrong, and I guess that's the mark of a 3-time GSL champion, 4-time finalist, that you do something like let his Raven live, and then he comes back and punishes you hugely with it. It's just...
Yeah, what a haunting thing. The Raven just barely gets away, and really Hurricane could have gotten it. It wasn't like INnoVation did anything amazing.
Yeah, there's some tricks you can do. Like if it's about to go over high ground, you blink one Stalker to walk up the ramp, and then you blink the rest up, and then you get that extra volley, right?
Right.
Whereas if you're blinking them all forward and then it hits that high ground, you have to walk all of them around. So there was definitely ways to get it if you're really aware of where you're on the map and stuff. So it's a little bit of a heartbreaker, because those 2 Colossus, really, that was key, man. When you're going Colossus tech, it is so important to take care of the Raven.
It's kind of weird because it sounds almost too simple, but it really just does come down to this. If you're going for Colossus, you just don't lose any of them. They take too long to make. When you lose them, it's a hard reset on what Protoss had going for him. I mean, this is true for Robotech in general, but especially with that Colossus play. When you get up to about 2 or 3 Colossus, the damage they do together can one-shot most of the things on the ground, depending on how medevac heals are pairing and everything else like that.
3 Colossus are generally, that's like the number where you're like, okay, this is real splash damage. Terran has to be very careful engaging that army.
Yeah, but if you get in there and you kill off the 2 Colossus before the 3rd came out, how many more minutes are we going to have to wait before you have anything going for you in this PvT?
Yeah. Well, Huh.
So this game, we have INnoVation going for a pretty quick expand, getting his factory. I think we're going to have a starport up next.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, I think no player is going to be able to hurt the other one too quickly here. We have the Oracle coming out here as well, which is all par for the course in a PvT.
Yeah, definitely Oracle is absolutely still usable. He sees that the Oracle is coming, so that was definitely a very valuable Reaper sacrifice. A couple more Adepts being made. Cyclone on the way for that defense as well.
Okay, so a slow start here to get things going. And frankly, I don't really blame INnoVation for going for exactly something like this. I think he's looking at his opponent. This is similar to what we had in Sue versus Creator, where it's like, okay, well, one guy is better than the other. If you're way better than somebody, or if you really believe that you're better than your opponent in StarCraft by a decent amount, you don't need to do any Harlem Globetrotter tricks here. Just stay back and make stuff, and you'll probably come out ahead. You'll probably win the game. You don't need to reveal any of your backup strats, any of the crazy stuff that you've got planned out to maybe take out a really tough opponent. Just stay back and make stuff, get your upgrades, expand. You're probably going to win.
You know, it's kind of an interesting concept when there's a reasonably large skill differential. Because in the foreigner scene, the non-Korean scene, that is generally the advice that we live by, where it's like, okay, you want to sit back and just kind of play a longer game. It gives your opponent more chances to make mistakes.
Right.
Whereas, like, in the StarCraft 1 Korean scene, if you think you're much better than your opponent, it's oftentimes thought that you should attack them first.
Yeah.
And force the mistakes.
And I think that's also in part because StarCraft 1 fights are slower. They don't feel slow when you're playing them, but if you actually look at them, like, battles go on for a long period of time, whereas in StarCraft 2, the fights, a lot of times can be decided just on angles and composition, just alone.
Sure. In StarCraft 2, I don't feel like there is as much as a hard and fast rule for that type of thing.
Oh, look at this. 3 Oracles coming in here.
Yeah.
This is cute.
Yeah, that's actually really nice.
Ooh,
okay,
I love the auto
turret.
does take... Oh!
You kidding me?
No way! I can't believe it lived. That's so funny.
That was a swift pullback from Hurricane. I thought that for sure the auto turret would get it, but...
Thing is, those Oracles didn't actually do that much. I mean, it's a cool strategy, and it's a little bit unorthodox, because...
Oh!
But they just killed the Cyclone. I don't think they killed that many SCVs.
Yeah, they didn't kill that much. I think they got like a Marine or two, the Cyclone, they forced an auto turret, and then they got an SCV that was building a Rax and ran away. I still think it was a nice move, and the fact that he still has all 3 Oracles, you just got to look at that as a plus.
Okay, as the game goes on here, Stim is about halfway done. Same with Combat Shields. Those 3 Oracles are coming in here again. And this is one thing you can start to do, is continuously tag the army, especially if you get the group of medevacs.
Yeah.
Tag that, then you're going to know when they're going to drop. And then it's just like, all the fun is over for the Terran, because that's always the thing that catches them off guard and surprises them, is those drops.
Well, right now, flying around that little prism that's fake and not going to do anything with it. Okay, so INnoVation has actually made a pretty reasonable army. He's moving out as +1 combat shields and Stim
He does
are
have
about
tanks
ready.
with this, right?
Yeah, we're on. He still has the 3 Oracles, which is really important, and he actually has 8 gates now, but charge is not done.
Okay, good catch on that Widow Mine. Getting that without it even firing a shot is pretty big. A scan here sees that there's been some traps laid.
Yeah, the traps aren't as useful, even with the Raven here and everything. Good force fields.
Okay, kind of a weird angle. He's going to have to pull away from that force field. Or actually, he's going to commit here, because the siege tank is also hitting these. Okay, the stun actually got off on the Marines, but...
Yeah, this is really good for Hurricane, I think.
Yeah, but there's more reinforcements coming here.
But Hurricane, I mean, every moment he holds on a little bit longer, he gets closer to another round, right? And if you're sitting here on 8 gates with charge on the way, if charge were to finish and he's not dead yet, you will easily clean.
Now, here comes a lot of reinforcements, though.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Widow Mines up here. Okay, he's going to try to reposition. The tank is sieging up.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit hard with those mines.
Okay, some of those mines connecting with their desired target, the Immortal over here on the high ground. Looks like at this point in time, Hurricane wants to try to dive forward, do a little bit more damage.
Oh, that mine actually hits the Immortal and kills it.
Okay, he's actually now cornered the 3rd base here. You can't get over here without eating a lot of tank shots, and already these Stim Marines and Marauders could come down here and do even more damage.
Okay, a pretty decent pick-off right there. A disable on the Immortal, though.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, it gets picked off before it even ends.
Yeah, this is one of those things where I think that there's enough little fights that INnoVation's winning that this game might snowball. And if another Stasis Ward goes off, that was what he needed for sure.
You are right
to
about
stay
that.
in this game.
Yeah, he might actually be able to push back the rest of this army and then kill every unit that comes out of
Well,
here. He
hold
needs
on.
one more round, though.
Yeah, he's still breaking, you know, these positions. Now, medevacs are starting to run out of energy as well, so the damage this infantry gets is becoming permanent here. But it looks like that stasis is going to wear off, and now the fight's going to continue. It's just Stalkers here as they get surrounded and gunned down.
He's just barely not going to be able to do anything about this.
Okay, INnoVation is just so good, it's crazy.
Yeah, he's played really well.
It's like watching a really drawn-out arm wrestling match. Yeah, INnoVation, yeah, I mean, that's it. INnoVation, just bigger, faster, stronger, crushes through.
Indeed.
Nicely done.
Probably as expected, INnoVation and Sue going to be meeting in that winners match. But I think our Protoss players are playing pretty well overall. Well, I mean, Creator had some bumpy games, but he did better kind of progressively. Games 2 and 3 weren't that bad.
Okay. This means we're going to have an INnoVation Sue match coming up here. That's going to be really exciting.
Well, that is
what
an
is it?
epic
2016.
one.
What's going on?
It could be just about any year when you think about how long these two have been around and how many times they've actually played each other. And in another finals, the finals of this group.
So we're going to have a PvP for the losers match, but up next, a ZVT that's going to be excellent. Sue versus INnoVation, and we'll go to that after this short break.